All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for something very important, very precious, something that you've been waiting for, dying for, anticipating with every waking moment and breath. It's the 2025 recap for Therapy Unlocked.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we did a whole year consistently.
You've been anticipating that, right? Obviously. I know you have. Anyway, we've talked about a lot this year. What was your favorite?
Oh, what we talked about. I didn't think we were going to recap what we talked about. I thought we were going to recap what we did, like in April.
Oh, yeah, we can do that too.
Yeah, so in March, I went to the American Counseling Association in Florida, went to Cocoa Beach for my girlfriend's birthday. That was awesome.
Love that. Love that.
Let's see. I also went to Massachusetts and we talked about, let me see, one of our episodes that we talked about, I'm trying to think now because you've thrown me off with the conversation of which we were going to talk about. So
what was your favorite thing to talk about this year?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I was thinking 2025 recap of Therapy Unlocked would be a 2025 recap of Therapy Unlocked.
What we actually talked about.
It could be a recap of our lives. Mine would be I had a lot of sleeps. It was many sleeps between 2024 and 2026. I was diagnosed with narcolepsy this year. That was a big stinking deal.
Oh, I know my favorite episode. So there was an episode that we did where at the beginning of the episode, you said, I don't know if I want to put this out. And we hit record. And that was Trauma Talk with Final Girl M. That got almost 200 views. It was a great episode. I want to say it aired back in October, maybe?
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, it was 2 months ago.
Yeah, that was just right after I was handed.
We also did some on medical marijuana.
Einstein new diagnosis. That was good. Yeah, talking about medical marijuana was good. I enjoyed discussing the evil eye and monitoring spirits. I thought that was fun. That was one of our more recent episodes, but I really enjoyed that.
I checked my phone to trigger my memory. We talked about sympathy, empathy, and a little bit about Taylor Swift and her influence throughout the year.
I liked doing I liked doing Halloween makeup while we were discussing, sympathy, empathy, and Taylor Swift. And I think eating pudding with forks.
So was it summertime when we switched? So in the beginning of the Therapy Unlocked, we were doing it via Zoom. And at some point during the year, was it summertime when we switched?
It was around, we didn't do too many of them via Zoom because we got together and we realized that, that just really flowed a lot better.
Around the High Ren review, that's when we started doing it in person.
Yeah. Speaking of that High Ren review, though, that was one that went really big for us based on viewership and stuff along those lines. And there have been a few of those. And then I, in my individual content creation, I even had one that did 130,000 views.
Wow. I just remembered another one. We talked about grief. So if you have any grief, go back and listen to that episode. We have two different metaphors. I do one about a box and a ball. She has one about a jar. It's great.
I loved those living room sessions that we did where it began in the living room. Yeah, where we were just sitting in there and talking and we talked about grief. We talked about prolonged grief disorder. In recaps of the year, I would say that there was a reasonable amount of grief in 2025.
Yes.
And I'm really proud that we stuck with releasing weekly episodes through the various things that we had grief over.
Yeah, there were a lot of hard things that happened throughout the world and throughout life, and we've continued to be consistent. I think consistency is key when forming any new habit. We formed a new habit.
We did form a new habit. You know what else I did? I quit smoking.
Congratulations.
And I have now not smoked for more than a year.
Nice.
I quit smoking in April of 2024, and in April 2025, it had been a year for me.
So in
Coming
April,
up
it'll
on
be
2 years.
Wow.
Well, I quit vaping in April of this last year. So
okay, cool.
I will be 1 year nicotine entirely free and 2 years cigarette free.
Speaking of April 2026, that's going to be a decade for me in business. I'm going to throw a party.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm thinking office party for like an hour at my office.
I love that idea. Yeah. That'll be awesome.
I'll make a Facebook event.
Yeah, we should live stream the party.
I don't know how many people are going to show up, but maybe.
We should do a live stream in celebration.
Okay.
We should do a live streamed Therapy Unlocked episode in celebration. Let's briefly go over that. What's your goal for this next year? Because I'll tell you, you tell me yours and I'll tell you mine.
Goal as far as Therapy Unlocked, goal as far as work.
Goal as far as Therapy Unlocked first.
Oh, I would like to increase the number of guests, whether it's with you on a Zoom or with them in person. I happen to have a friend who's moving to town in June, July-ish. And so if he's available, we might do an in-person episode.
I love that. I love that. I like the idea of having more guests on the show. I would like to do something on location somewhere. I would like to go film somewhere else.
Like at my office or
like at your office, maybe. Well, in the tilt of therapy and unlocking your mind, maybe at your office, just what the, just some different perspectives.
Is it is. In various spots in my office too.
Mm-hmm. Because I loved when we went and did, pictures and videos with the inflatable. I thought that was good. So awesome. Yeah. We can edit it. My children love to interrupt us. Okay. So we were saying our goals for 2026 for Therapy Unlocked. And I would like to take more, maybe record in more different places. I think that would be really interesting and fun. I love the photo shoot that we did with the inflatable. But I think that my top number one goal as it pertains to Therapy Unlocked in 2026 is that I would like to grow our audience.
Oh, yes. So tell your friends.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you're listening, you can help me achieve my goals. Please tell your friends. Tell your friends that these girls are on here yapping, that one of them's super qualified and the other one's kind of full of shit. And let them know. Let them know that we're on here. We're talking every week. Every single Friday, we have dropped a new episode of Therapy Unlocked.
And there are episodes that go back years. So if they want to binge listen, I talk in most of the ones for 4 years, and then she joins in this last year.
Yes. I've now been doing, in fact, it has now pretty much been, we are rolling right up to the anniversary of a year,
solid year,
of doing this together and doing this podcast together. And thank you so much. Thank you for bringing me in on this to do this, because you are qualified in this and I am not. And her podcast was perfectly good, but I got divorced and she gave me a job.
Thank you for joining me.
So thank you. Everybody say thank you, Katrina. Thank you guys. Okay. So that said, thank you for joining us on Therapy Unlocked this year and for this particular episode. We hope to see you again next time, where we will unlock the mind one conversation at a time. And remember, she's a professional, but she's not your professional.
Right?
Okay. All right. You can tell people I am, though. It's cool. Bye.